windy day ahead with outbreaks of rain, and this week's weather looks unsettled. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
Monday.
So yes, I'm back here in the studio after chasing the snow last week, and there is some snow in the forecast through the coming days in the north, but mostly it's the Atlantic that battles in, bringing spells of rain most days this week. The isobars close together, showing it's set to also be windy, and with the southwesterly flow, it's set to be mild for many of us, but cold air hangs on in the north. So morning to you. After the snow that some of us experienced last week, there is a little in the forecast through the coming days across the north, but the main theme is it's just really unsettled. Weather fronts queue up, bringing spells of rain. Strong winds will be a feature of the forecast as we head through this coming week. 15 degrees, so that is very mild for the time of year. Now, as we head through the day, the whole band of rain slips southwards. So how do things change as we head through the next 7 days? Well, there is a lot going on. I often talk about this roller coaster ride, but this certainly is happening this week. So here's our 7-day outlook, where your weekend is always in view. The average temperature is where we sit today across the north, but it does turn much milder as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. Percentage chance of rainfall, how likely we are to see wet weather. Well, at the moment, we have this band of rain with embedded snowfall. Slowly, it looks like it turns dry on Wednesday. That's your best chance to see the dry weather. But the outlook for the end of the week and the weekend, with weather fronts queuing up, is more rain. Fortunes further south England and Wales for the next 7 days. Again, temperature-wise, it is mild, and we stick with this mild theme all week long. We could be seeing 15 or 16 by Friday, but with the mild comes the wet. So weather fronts moving in, not a washout week certainly, but wet and windy weather moves through, and it lasts all week long. Windy, mild, wet is a theme for the weather for many of us today, and it continues all week long. Wettest and windiest in the south, but further north it is still cold enough for some snow, not as much as we saw on Friday, but there's still warnings for today and tomorrow. This morning it's 12 or 13 degrees to start in the south, thanks to these cloudy, windy conditions. Gusts of Good morning to you. There is some snow in the forecast, nowhere near as much as we had on Friday, but that's just centred through northern areas of Scotland. For many of us today, it is mild, wet and windy. In fact, so windy, the Met Office have just issued a warning for central southern areas of England for 50 to 60 mile an hour, maybe 65 mile an hour gusts as we head through the day today. Strong gusty winds here, but that pushes the rain away. The rain continues, though, for southwest England, Wales, northern England, where it will be heavy. Also heavy rain from Northern Ireland. That clears by this afternoon. Colder air tucks in here, and as the cold air moves across this band of heavy rain for Scotland, more snowfall to come for Highland areas, but a thoroughly wet and windy and mild afternoon to come. This whole band of rain stays with many of us overnight tonight.